So I just noticed something very interesting. So I don't know if you guys can see me. This contrast is killing me. But restaurants are starting to ask if you want items that previously were just kind of free. Breadsticks, salad. I guess salad's not really free anymore, but breadsticks, bread. Oh yeah, Olive Garden salad is free. Chips, salsa. Refills on drinks. And in addition to asking, some are even charging for what used to be free. But at the end of the day, what it boils down to is that these food shortages and inflation and higher prices are affecting more than just consumers, they're affecting businesses as well. So they're not going to waste their product for someone who potentially won't even eat it. Longhorn bread and butter. We normally tell them we don't want it. Every now and then we do, but they have gotten into the habit of asking versus just supplying it. We never touch it, and then they got to throw it away. And this is just another indicator of what's going on in our economy, in our country, as restaurants are no longer, they're putting an end to a lot of things that used to be normal, commonplace, and either asking one or then asking and then charging for it.
Well, you got to think about it. You used to go get chicken wings at like Buffalo Wild Wings and places like that, and they say blue cheese or ranch, and you tell them, ranch because blue cheese is disgusting. So they bring you ranch, and then you go, well, that's one ranch for 20 wings. I need more ranch. They charge you for each ranch after that. Same thing at like Taco Mac. If you guys ever go there, they charge those. During the pandemic, McDonald's started charging if you wanted their sweet and sour sauce or whatever. It's 25 cents a thing. Zaxby's started doing the same thing. You want more Zax sauce? 25 cents a thing.
Guthrie's. We stopped at Guthrie's the other day. Mm-hmm. We ordered, I don't know how many chicken tenders, and then they're like, oh, they give you this little bitty sauce. Knowing good well you're gonna need more, but if you want more, it's like $1. It was $1. It wasn't 25 cents.
No, it was $1.
It was $1.
Yeah, they're real proud of their sauce.
So just want you guys to be aware and be conscious. The place we're at now, really great restaurant. It's our first time here.
Yeah.
Great food, great beverages,
great service.
But I've noticed, we sat down. They didn't bring us chips. They asked.
No, I
everyone
asked
else,
for them.
Yeah, everyone else. We went to another place the other night. And immediately upon sitting down, we were brought chips, which we eat the chips and the salsa. But it's interesting to see how different restaurants have now new policies on a lot of their frivolous and disposable items that may just go to waste. When someone walks up to the bar, isn't familiar, maybe only wants a drink, and you just brought chips and salsa that you're going to have to throw away because they're not interested in it.
Yeah, I would say personally that if you're going to a place where they have those kind of things like the chips and salsa or the breadsticks or the bread, and you know you are not going to consume it, the second you sit down and say, hey, listen, I don't want any of the free stuff like the chips, the salsa, the bread, just to FYI. That way you don't have to, because once they bring it to you and it literally leaves their hand and sits down on the table, they can't take it back. It's in garbage at that point.
It's like Chick-fil-A. We went to Chick-fil-A, we ordered 3 drinks. We always go, we order 3 large waters. They put them in a carrier and bring it to us at our table. And we try to give them the carrier back. And they're like, we can't take it.
Same thing if they give you too many honey roasted barbecue sauces, which is the best one. If they give you 4 and you only leave 3, or need 3 and you leave 1 on the table, they'll take it and throw it away. They won't leave it for the next person because it has been touched by you. Although it's been touched by employees before it got to you, so whatever.
But the difference is the employees are held to some form of
not being gross standard
accountability,
not being gross standard.
Whereas you never know what some customer or some patron could have done, and then seemingly trying to be helpful, return it back in to be reused, only to have the employee then provide contaminated sauces.
Yeah, you don't want that.
But what you got to understand is that these businesses, they're being mindful of every single dollar, every single penny, and they're going to make changes because these foods are not readily available like they used to. They don't cost what they used to, which were negligible costs. They weren't even considered lost leaders for these restaurants because they didn't cost much of anything to be provided to you. And with fertilizer shortages,
Corn shortages.
yeah, wheat is huge. Wheat is huge. They're looking at genetically modified wheat to be able to withstand drought and grow in climates that normally wouldn't allow for wheat to grow. But then this place here we're at, it's a Mexican restaurant, and a lot of their products are corn-based, and they, Russia, Ukraine is having an effect on everybody in some way, shape, or form. Other countries are even looking to import wheat products from India, because India has a substantial amount of wheat available for export. But it's not just that. I mean, the cooking oils that go into the deep fryers that are needed to make these chips and make these tortillas and make these tacos and everything, they have to be very mindful of how much they're using, how much they have available, and how much they're making off of each one. Because if they're making it and you're not using it and or paying for it or ordering something else because of it, it's just a waste to them. And the businesses have to remain profitable in order to stay operational.
Yeah. Because you gotta think about it. If they bring 10 people chips and salsa and only 1 out of 10 eats it, then the next time they're not gonna bring it to anybody, or the price of the food you do buy is gonna go up just a little bit to kind of make the fact that 9 people didn't eat chips and salsa okay, like to kind of
but
offset
even if it's not just the profit component, it's the fact that when they get to the point of which they run out completely, because they've been a little bit too generous with it for those who didn't want it, then it's not that it costs more, it's we don't have any.
Yeah.
Like if you're like us and you go to a Mexican restaurant, you're gonna want to sit at the bar. You're gonna want your chips and salsa. You're gonna want queso and guac. You're gonna want a frosty cold beverage. And if you can't get those because they're not available, it changes the experience. It may completely change your opinion about actually visiting that restaurant.
It's like going to a McDonald's and they're like, yeah, we got the burgers, but you can't get any French fries. What's the point in your burger then without a French fry?
Yeah. There's a lot of driving factors that make people make buying decisions.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not the main entree and the main, it's the side.
And it's the whole thing together, the way everything coincides.
I think fortunately this place in particular has really good customer service, which can kind of counteract a lot of other things. Because if you're down on food availability, if your prices are up, and you have bad service, you got to pick a struggle.
Fire.
You got to pick a struggle.
Yeah, pick a struggle.
But I just want to let you guys know that you're probably going to see more of this here recently and a little bit more widespread. If you haven't already, restaurants either holding back on some of their freebies or charging for what used to be freebies. If you have, let me know. Comment below. I'm kind of curious to see. We're in the southeastern corner of the United States. But every county, every region, every state is different, and if you guys are seeing any changes, even the smallest changes, like they used to have free refills here, but now they don't.
Sodas used to be $1.50 for fountain drinks. Now they're almost $3, sometimes $4.
Somebody told us today while we were in class for our Florida concealed weapons license training that he stopped at a gas station to pick up some Kit Kats. Was it Kit Kat?
No, Reese's Cups.
Reese's Cups.
$2.65.
$2.65.
You used to be able to go get those for 50 cents.
$2.65 for some Reese's Cups for his kid. These little changes mark big impacts down the road.
I mean, I would still pay it though. It's a Reese's Cup.
Reese's Cup.
Eat them up, eat them up, eat them up, eat them up.